Hello guys and welcome back to Supreme Ruler 2030 with our Israel playthrough. In the last episode we took over Liberia, securing a source of natural rubber which we are still technically building up that will be able to allow us to sell rubber while also producing it at a more affordable price for ourselves, thus allowing us to expand our own infrastructure, which as you can see here, in many ways we do not make enough of. A bunch of our merchant marines got stuck outside the port because, of course, I told them to land again. Hopefully that goes well. We have inherited a bunch of patrol boats from the Liberians, and they're all crap. Complete, utter garbage. So I'm just going to scrap them. I'm not even going to sell them at this point. We don't really have any money problems. We're just going to scrap them because I will be able to permanently stock up the military goods, of which I have a pretty good stock of already, but the value of these things is always raising and I'm always pumping out more. A very small amount. I only have 2 factories, but the bigger the stockpile, the less production we need to maintain. But the more production and stockpile we will need as time goes on. As we move on from that war, our inflation's going down. It's gone from 6.4 down to 6% since I started playing so far today. We need to make it go back up. One thing to generate some temporary work would be to go into theater control in the Middle East and repair everything that we've taken over so far, because there's a lot of things that simply got damaged in the fighting and never repaired. That'll consume a bunch of indie goods. It's a very temporary, very small increase to GDP, but it's still something. If we go ahead and we turn off the units so that we can see a little bit better, turn on that loyalty map, we'll definitely want to place more indie goods factories because the price of it is constantly fluctuating, and I am probably one of the biggest reasons for that. And oh look, Tunisia and New Zealand made an alliance because of course they did. We have 4 spots open here with this agriculture, so I'll just place down 4 indie goods factories. When we're not repairing everything, that would be a gigantic increase to our total production. Our demand for things like coal, oil, metal ore, and electricity are going to go up. We are not yet really self-sufficient on electricity, but we're still building things. The situation has been improving, though I don't really honestly think it's going to be improving fast enough. So I need to come up with more ways to generate power. One really easy way would be to make oil factories. Those are not very space efficient, but dude, look how much oil we pump up. So the oil plants would be very easy. We don't really make any coal at all yet. We don't have any. Hence, my next invasion target is going to be the Georgia Republic because I'm going to try to acquire a source of coal for my population, even if I'm not using it. Additionally, we have done the math in a recent video that I posted and found that while hydro, the moment the building's done, is the most efficient on the budget, probably the next most efficient thing on the budget by a very small margin is going to be these offshore power plants. And they make the oil platforms, or not the oil, the offshore platforms they're built on 100% worth it. So I am somewhat tempted to go and just start making a bunch of them in the loyal, very little loyal offshore territory we have here, just like making that a just giant farm of offshore naval turbines. I'm gonna scrap all of our current civilian cargoes because we don't need them. These units are still stuck here because I didn't own anything big enough to transport them off of there. But I purchased the San Antonio from America, and once it's repaired from its teleportation, then it should be big enough to transport all 3 of these at once, so that's what that should be good for. I can also now make my own transports. The LSD-1 Elephant, which is very old, but it would work just fine. Let's do one. I wonder if America has transports that would be better. I mean, of course they do. It's America, right? But it's also just so hard to tell, right? By looking at all this without actually getting the proper view of what they have. I think this is, yeah, this is the model I bought. The LPD 17 Antonio. This is the model I bought one of. It is a San Antonio class ship. When I bought it in their inventory, it was called the New York. It just transferred to being this name for whatever reason. It's from the year 2000. Which makes it newer than all these ones at the top. Probably can't go as... No, it can go pretty far. Maintenance of 2 bill. How does that compare to what we can make? The LSD elephant. Maintenance of much less than 2 bill. Holy crap. Let's call it a good thing that I only bought one then. All of our rubber is done building, so we have maximized our rubber production without, you know, building a big supply hub to help maximize this. But what's already here is honestly pretty good already, especially with our bonuses to infrastructure. We already have something that is effectively a supply hub, just maybe needing some infrastructure there. Some European forces are just sitting here guarding our stuff for us for free. So that's pretty nice. More electricity is finishing, and we are becoming closer and closer to becoming self-sufficient. We've gotten our mutual defense back with the Czech Republic as well. Repairs aside, our construction costs have halved recently with things finishing. You can see indie goods here is almost, it is positive now as more and more construction finishes. So, you know, we're going to be making more than enough indie goods. We'll be very, very self-sufficient on that. So there's more things we do want to make. I want electricity to be as under control as possible. There's 4 more naval turbines that are building, and for hydro there's 3 more. It's almost all finishing, like all this really expensive stuff that we've been building, and that is going to get us to just barely positive. New alliance has been formed. Equatorial Guinea and New Zealand. I think there was another one like that earlier. Guinea-Bissau and Fiji. Bunch of really weird alliances, honestly. I think I'm going to make some naval turbine farms, just some dedicated farms to that, off the coast in our loyal territory. I think that might be wise. If it's off our coast too, it has a bit of an advantage in that if it's in this territory here, we can actually transit to it. I don't know if we need to build a road there first, given it's already a structure, but we can essentially run around, drive around on it, so long as maybe I build some roads and rails, maybe by default as well. So let's just start right here. We're just going to fill up an entire hex with these naval turbines, and then when that's built, I'll do some testing and see if I can explain that a little bit better. We've gotten our mutual defense back with Greece and with Germany as well now too, and I think that might be everyone. I don't know. Inflation's currently at 5.7%. I'm going around making sure we have max garrisons everywhere that we can. We're finally about to run out of reservists. Maybe we've already done this at one point, but whether we have or have not, we are about to again. Additionally, I'm going to start doing this thing just little bit by little bit, where I'm going to put 1 tick by 1 tick, like one at a time, into social assistance. And the reason why I'm going to pace it in such a weird way is because social assistance is this ballooning spending. It tries to fill in for basically everyone that's unemployed, and so it is really up to the whims of your inflation. The more money you throw into it, the more money your population will have. They'll get happier, especially the unemployed. That depends how many are unemployed. But that also affects the cost as well. Helps maintain your inflation, but again, a ballooning cost. So I'm just gonna 1 tick by 1 tick, because if I go all the way into the middle, sure, I can afford it right now, but I won't be able to afford what it turns into as I stop building as much due to the fact that I won't have as much money. But I'm gonna watch these domestic prices essentially, and while they're super low, I'm gonna use that as an opportunity to put another tick, another tick, another tick into social assistance rather than lowering any more taxes currently. Now that my electricity production is positive and we have more than enough indie goods and we'll have even more coming, it's time to build into consumer goods. This is not something that's going to be really profitable to make myself, but it's going to keep my inflation high. And higher GDP really outmatches everything else money-wise in this game. So let me go ahead and hide my units again. We're going to need a lot of this to get up to snuff. Clearly we're going to need to even more than double what we are already making. So we have a nice section right here. It's going to be very simple and easy to say start, let's say let's start on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's make 8 more consumer goods factories. Try to get that up to snuff, as close to self-sufficient as we can be, because it will stimulate our economy if it's produced here rather than imported from elsewhere. I'm sending our 1 San Antonio class transport out to go secure those units. Our $2 billion transportation ship per year. My God. I've increased funding, social assistance, all the way up to, let's call it 10%. 5 ticks on the bar, you need 50 to get to the middle. So that's 10% roughly. So this number is going up, 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 up. But GDP is still going down, 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 down. Our budget is still doing tremendously okay. So we're going to go ahead and plop down another one of these hexes filled with naval turbines, because I am going to fill every free, fully loyal spot here with it. I don't really know exactly how the new loyalty will affect production. I really don't. So I don't know if it's productive to go ahead and make this stuff here. Wait, what the hell? How do I have 100% loyal? Oh, that's why. I was able to place more garrisons here. I was wondering why. And now I think I understand why. Because all of a sudden, my loyalty from the Palestine, like, population is 100%. I have no idea why. The Lebanese don't like me. I conquered them, obviously. The Syrians fucking hate me. The Jordanese hate me. These dudes up here love me. Who is this? The Islamic State fucking loves me. You know, Israel. So that's a thing. So, yeah, if someone's loyal, you can build there too. So, I mean, assuming this doesn't drop more, then this would be fine. I don't really understand how this new loyalty works. Like, raising it, I mean. I don't know how it affects things either. Like, I don't know if it just scales with the bar or what. Because it's a very different system to what SRU had. Our indie goods factories have finished, and this has actually put us under for electric power already, so it's a good thing I'm investing in more. We'll have more than enough indie goods production. We're covering all of our new excessive amounts of production. Lesotho and Indonesia have formed an alliance, because that makes sense. A landlocked country with a maritime country in two completely different continents. Yep, 100% makes sense. So, I've also gone ahead and I've taken off the auto production of the naval engineers, so we're going to end up with 22 of these just sitting around. It's getting to a number where I just feel like we don't need more, because we don't need more oil. We have access to so much land oil. We've exploited the Mediterranean for oil and electricity, and I think it's good for now. If we need more, it won't be for a long time, given our geographical location, and rather, I would prefer that my AI starts pumping out more things I can use, like more independence ships, and etc., etc. More mantas, less of a unit I'm not even really going to utilize currently. Well, this is funny information. Apparently, we're a democracy with 54 million population that has 8 allies and 190 colonies. That's really impressive considering we have 42 allies, not including their colonies, and we have no colonies. So there's a fuck ton of Ukrainian units in Russia just helping garrison Russian stuff. I just saw them running around. And Russians are going through Ukraine now. It's because these countries now love each other. Even on medium volatility. Let me show you. Let me show you. Medium volatility, even after being at war, they've still managed to decide to love each other somehow. I don't understand. I have finally secured those 3 infantry that were stuck out at sea on the San Antonio here. It is headed back, and it's going to unload them. Additionally, Namibia and Indonesia have formed an alliance. Additionally, the world is still offering me indie goods at amazing prices, so I'm still buying them, if only just to, you know, resell them or something. Our inflation is still going down hilariously, even with my increased production and, just things. My construction costs are very low just due to how many other things have finished, how slowly these naval turbines and whatnot build as well. So let's go ahead and let's just start building more, I suppose, because we're going to need the electricity. Definitely we are. Make sure we do it in the loyal territory only. With what I've seen and discovered now with how the loyalty is with Palestine, I might really just end up utilizing this as well. However, I still don't know. My first and foremost priority is to just fill the actual loyal, perma-loyal territory up with these as I expand my electricity production. I'm starting to look around at... Wait, why did I just lose a unit? A sub was destroyed. What? Where? Why was a sub in Egypt's waters? What the fuck? Why did I just lose a sub in Egypt's waters? We don't They don't have permission to do that. I've been noticing this. Like, my ships are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not listening to me saying, hey, you are or are not allowed to go into neutral waters. Well, that's fucking stupid, but okay. Anyway, I've been looking around at the production now that they've patched in a way to actually see the effective production of a location. You can see this place has about 80% supply, producing a variable amount, as you can see, as the supply goes up and down. See? And if we compare that over here to production, where supply or loyalty is much lower, we can see that's actually still scaling with supply in the exact same way. Meaning, it seems that with the new loyalty system, at least with my settings, that do not have loyalty play a part in supply and LOS reduction, it seems that this new loyalty system does not affect production at all. I believe the main way this new loyalty system would have an effect on your production is just by having low loyalty mean that you have a less natural supply there. So actually, in reality, I can build shit wherever the fuck I want and not really worry about it because it doesn't seem to work like it did in SRU at all. We're almost, well, actually, we're past 300 billion in money just sitting around. Just naturally, which is hysterical. Meaning, what this means is that we can almost afford research sharing with America. I believe they want the same amount of money for research cooperation as they did research sharing. Actually, right now, their government doesn't even like me enough to give me that. So I might go ahead and support them a little bit because there's a good chance we can actually get that with them. And if we do get that with them, that would break us through in technology probably a rather insane amount. Not to mention they keep building more and more research centers, way more than I'm trying to. If we can get that, and we might be able to get it soon with a little bit of support, then I could get through all the tech barriers currently holding me back, including non-tradables, I believe. At least from what I've last seen. We now have 10 communication satellites in the sky. We have 10 recon satellites in the sky. We can not yet even make missile defense ones, but our launching of satellites for the time being is done. Cape Verde has made an alliance with the Solomon Islands, which is strange. America already really likes me. That was very quick for them to swap over. For research sharing right now, they want like 500 billion, but I'll keep an eye on it as they start to like me more and more. Oh my god. What happened to this number? What? 1,57,291. Can you only display 6 digits here? What am I reading? Bro, huh? Money. Oh my god, it shows it here too. Are you only able to display 6 digits? What is this? I mean, that shouldn't be a limit, because look right here. 6, 7, 8. What am I reading? Is America broken? I'm gonna scrap some of this older AA we have. It's very weird, this AA. It cannot hit close targets at all. It can hit high up targets, but I don't know. It's very weird. We only have a couple of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of those. I don't think we have any that are deployed that I would have missed. No, we do not. Compare that to our current AA that we're making, which is actually the Hagane. Well, we have both of these, but this one can hit across all altitudes. So I really actually like this one. Honestly, it's more useful to the point where I think I'm just going to exclude the spider to make sure we don't make any more of them. But I'll keep the spiders that we do have, probably, because they'll be useful for the most part. Though when we have enough of these, when enough time passes, I'll probably get rid of those as well. Gambia and the Solomon Islands have made an alliance. I got the San Antonio put away. The AI was spending some time not listening to me, so that's actually... It turned out to be harder than it might sound. I'll just get rid of the spiders, honestly. We'll modernize, you know? Let's go ahead and scrap these, turn them into military goods. We have also... I would like to see this real quick. We have some Patriots sitting about. What do the Patriots do? What can they hit? They can hit everything. Alright, we'll keep these Patriots. paying for their upkeep is not really that bad. What is their upkeep compared to a Hagain? It's lower. They're foot-based, they can't move as much, but it's in line to make them rather competitive. Why is everyone trying to sell me consumer goods all at once? Now that I finally make enough for myself, now that all those have finished constructing, I'm sure my electricity costs have gone up. They have. As have my demands for rubber have gone up dramatically, which I honestly expected. And so what does that mean? Does that change my inflation? We're at 5.7%. That's an improvement from when I last checked. Industry goods, that's just a nice sum right there. Everyone's still offering me these amazing deals, and most of what I'm doing right now is just economic work. As you can see, I'm trying to show you as much of it as possible whenever things start changing. 56% war justification towards Georgia, in case you were curious about that. My usage of metal ore has gone way the fuck up. Hold up. Okay, what do we have here? Metal ore. Yeah, consumer and indie goods. I've really raised what we use there, so we're gonna need to make more of this stuff. Let's just go ahead and literally more than double our production by just filling in the rest of this kind of range of metal ore. We still have more metal ore, plenty more, that we can exploit if we need to. And hell, look at this. Liberia has a ton of metal ore we could exploit. Bahamas and Fiji have made an alliance. Greece and Indonesia have made an alliance. This is going to be so weird. Alliances are not, though. Everyone kind of already has mutual defense, which is going to be even weirder. It's going to be so strange when we actually attack here, because you could tell by stuff being here. Turkey has movement rights, maybe mutual defense with Georgia, as do Georgia's neighbors. If Russia ends up having mutual defense with Georgia, that's going to make this really difficult. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to run a quick auto repair of everything in Liberia. There shouldn't be too much damage to repair to begin with. As America likes me more and more, the price they're putting on now, research cooperation and research sharing, same price, is going down to about 450 bill right now, and our money's only going up. So I might make this my goal right now to reach that. With all these factories built, my electricity, as you see, has fallen even further behind, though we are self-sufficient on pretty much everything now, which is very nice at least. Looks like Cambodia and New Zealand have formed an alliance now. My GDP is holding pretty well. Our inflation's at 6.6%. It's actually going up a little bit. We can afford it. We want that to be a little bit higher, because our ranking in the GDP index is 18, meaning we've gone down a little bit. We want to stay as high as possible if we can afford it, because that is what determines a playable nation right now in the current balancing. So it's very important currently. So I'm going to put down another hex of this stuff, building a total of 24 naval turbines now, and all these offshore oil platforms that are building. I tested it, by the way, and having these here does not allow suddenly a non-amphibious unit, at least, the ability to go between them. I'm not sure if a amphibious one can. No, it doesn't seem to be able to. I'm still pretty confident that if I just like build roads here, they would suddenly be able to actually do this stuff. We're getting so much. Look at how many good deals I'm getting now that everybody kind of likes me again, at least from the nations that do like me. Ignore Bosnia here. Industry goods, consumer goods, especially the consumer goods, such a good deal. It's hard to say no to it, because even if I am self-sufficient, I can just resell that shit for money. And we have positive production in terms of exports every single day now, making usually at least $1 billion profit from trades, in addition to the overall budget that we have right now. Okay, we got it. You can see we have like much less money now. We just got the research sharing with America. And as you can see, we've gained so many new researches that it probably would have taken at least a decade to go through all these. It did not finish non-tradables, it seems. But it did grant a bunch of other stuff, which has unlocked new researches that are kind of even ahead of where we are, including, I mean, look at this. There's a new Merkava in here that we're definitely going to want. Multiple Israel 2026. What is all this? This is 2027, 2026. This doesn't go as far, but it goes faster. What makes this better than a Merkava? I don't think it will be better than a Merkava. Better AA capability. Not better really in any other way. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Merkava. It did not finish non-tradables, unfortunately. So the non-tradables are still gonna be there. But this does mean we get to research new units to upgrade to relatively quickly. Now, I guess we still do have to go through some non-tradables ourselves, but this means we never really have to research anything non-tradable ever again, because really America's just going to do it for us. So biggest thing in my way right now is military weapons advances. However, I want to get that Mark IV Barak Merkava done as soon as possible, because I'm curious if my current Merkavas can upgrade to that. So man on the moon, not very important. Let's turn that off and get those Merkavas building and see what else we've got. Oh yeah, let me also explain how I did this. First off, Niger and whatever the fuck made an alliance. I actually liquidated about a quarter of my military goods for a price way higher than what I built them at, to have the money, the rest of the money needed, to then acquire this trade with America, which is 440 billion in total, to get constant cooperation of research. So again, very happy with that. There are 2 new multi-roles we can build that are more modern for sure. One that is Israeli and one that is multiple. The Israeli one is looking a notable bit better. Yeah, more expensive, but better. We're going to research that Israeli one. Get rid of the cathedral. We don't need that. What else here could I put a halt on to prioritize new units? Maybe train signaling. AI, yeah, AI proliferation. We'll put that on pause. Get that multi-role bomber in there. There's a helicopter, but I'm not going to research any units that have a research in the way, because for the most part, America will just be acquiring all that stuff for me, with the exception of maybe this one right here. This one, they seem to have gone around, at least for now, but they're constantly building up new research capabilities. So that works out rather fine. Are we still supporting them? We are. Let's stop supporting them, and let's start funding the insurgency of Georgia Republic, because now we'll basically be ready to go to war with them. There is a new Humvee, basically, that we can research for anti-tank. It looks like it's going to be superior to what we have, so I'm just going to go ahead and research it. There's new Arty, but it all looks like trash. This is like budget Arty is what it is. I don't want budget Arty. I don't need budget anything. I have a small but highly elite army, and that's what I want to stick with. Dominica and that island have made an alliance. That island chain, maybe, I suppose. Oh, now people want to sell me agriculture for amazing prices. Don't know why. But that's very good. That's very nice. What else do we have here? Submarines. The selection hasn't really changed there. But there's a capital ship here now for multiple. Ooh, we don't have a capital ship. Definitely throwing that bitch in there. What can I turn off for this stuff? Let's say train signaling. And let's say VR emergency service training. Yeah, let's do that. I want to get these units producing, because the sooner we're pumping out better units, the better. Destroyer Indian Sea. That's quite interesting. None of these are unique to me. What is our current destroyer? It's the Independence, and it's 10 years older than this. And it looks like this new one, this Indian Sea one, might be... Oh yeah, it is way superior. We're going to research that for sure. Get rid of these other ones. These ones are not as good. They're just more budget options. Universal immunizations are almost done already, so I'm just going to wait and let the Indian Sea kind of fill in there. Nothing new elsewhere. That would be amazing. Really? Not even for carriers. There's some, wow, there is some new carrier here that does look maybe not the worst here. Can't see all the stats about carriers though from here. They're multiple that we are included in. This could be worth looking into. It's definitely a lot newer, and its overall values and stats are... Well, are they actually better? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The defense values are higher. The budget is pretty much the same. The military goods required, not nearly as large. And it's a short deck. We'll exclude these other two then. For right now, I'm gonna leave this alone. Doesn't look like there's any new missiles yet. And then that is all we can really do for research of new units right now. Very happy to have finally gotten all this tech. Now we have to have all this stuff start finishing and go through a new modernization spree, but that's not going to slow me down from warmongering. However, what will slow me down is that we are out of time for this episode. So, hope you guys are enjoying how this series is going. Georgia Republic's next on the list, seems like next episode, until we go take out the Georgians and take their coal to become basically fully self-sufficient for resources. For now though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.